What's that sound?
What's that sound? What's that sound? It's the MOBcast.
Has anybody seen that one South Park episode where they finally get to like the back door of what trying to figure out what the economy is and how it works? And basically it's a bunch of guys in a room and they cut a chicken's head off and they put it on this board, and all the board is different tiles that say like bail out, go to war, like dead. And then the chicken is running around like headless, and wherever it dies is what they do. So I'm pretty sure that's how the economy works.
Chicken needs to stop landing on war.
That would make sense.
That is Wall Street in a nutshell.
Global pandemic. Go. Fuck.
Monkeypox.
World War III.
I love the memes.
UFOs.
Yeah.
Distract.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've been drinking my tap water, and my ear fell off. You can't see it because it's hidden, but trust me.
Hey, we might as well say it. I mean, welcome back to the MOBcast, guys. I mean, we're live here.
Was that an air horn, Michael?
Yes.
That was horrendous.
I know. Button. But no, here we are. We're back. Took some time off, holidays, things of that nature, and and oddly enough, it's been just about a year since we first did this, so kind of works well in that way.
Damn, time works fast.
It does, yeah. But I mean, we just kind of wanted to kind of get back in the swing of things here in this episode, first of 23. So I mean, it'd be a little chill, relaxed episode. We talk about any and all things, but yeah, I mean, how are you guys feeling, about 23 so far, the year? And just, I mean, anything to look forward to? I mean, wink, wink. I mean, this guy up here, he's got something going on in the summer. I don't know. You.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, our thing is not all right. So I thought you were pointing to Michael. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you pointed at me.
At least it's on
pointed
my
at
screen.
Matt on mine.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have anything going on. He was pointing at you, I think.
Mine's that matters.
Yeah. Getting married, moving into our house we've been renovating for a long time.
It's a really nice house.
Lots of fun stuff. Lots of things that are keeping me very busy right now, and it's costing me a lot of money. But
it's okay.
Very
Money's
excited.
Worthless.
Money's not real.
Just booked a honeymoon.
What'd you do?
So
what would you guys end up on?
We're going to Saint Lucia.
Saint Lucia
in the Caribbean.
Cool.
It looks sick. I'm very excited. So
unlimited
should be
rum.
dope.
So
yep,
rum's never
it's
gone.
all inclusive. So I will tell them to only bring me rum all week.
Bring it
in a coconut. In a coconut.
That's exciting, man.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna go like right after?
Yeah, so we're getting married on that Saturday, and then we'll have Sunday off, and then we leave Monday morning. So
that's a good idea.
Nice.
I think like my sister did she got married the night, and then she left the very next morning. Like,
dude, no way. Yeah.
I don't know how some people do that.
Yeah, that sounds
pretty tough.
Yeah, it sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
Nathan, did you ever end up going on a honeymoon?
No, we got a puppy instead. So
sounds like a pretty great honeymoon.
And that honeymoon's gonna go on hopefully for a long time.
Puppy moon.
No, but we've talked about it constantly. We still think that we'd like to go on like a mini trip, just us, like still, before we get another child, not a fur baby, eventually. Yeah, that fake Snapchat I sent you guys.
Yeah.
You thought I would tell you over Snapchat?
No, that was last.
Huge. Nathan, I don't check all the time.
That's
and
okay.
When I saw that, I shit my pants.
Oh,
what day did you send
You had a crib in the picture. I was like, well, I guess why would he buy that for a joke?
Yeah. So for context here, I sent these guys. It was last weekend or earlier this week or something. I sent them a Snapchat of a crib in one of our rooms, and I was like, "It's coming." And then
that's soon with eyes
in a baby bottle.
And a couple people were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And
well, I mean,
that's not how I would tell you guys. You should know that. We had our little niece in town though, so that's why.
So funny
So
enough,
there.
it was actually so I think I opened it a few hours late. So I opened it at like 11:30, and it was last Monday, which is the day that I got fired. And so I was like, "Oh, this is like not a big deal. Like I might be an uncle, which is a hell of a lot cooler than some stupid
I
entry
go,
level job."
psych.
Yeah. Well, no. And I figured that it was just a joke, but I was like, there are like bigger things to worry about, and that is
That's a
not
good
one
little-
of those.
It's a good little
I
discount
expect
to have, yeah.
when it happens, the Goodyear blimp better be over my house.
Michael, I'm going to tell you at a hot dog shop. That's where I'm going to tell you.
Oh, you know what? No, that is the spot. You asked me to be in your wedding at the hot dog shop,
gonna
and you know what?
But so anyway,
Moving on.
no baby. We might do like a little trip eventually, but yeah, we got a dog instead, and he's the greatest. But yeah, honeymoons
So-
are cool, but
Here's a question for you though too. So I know that both you and Emily, for the most part, work remotely. Why don't you just like pick a week where neither of you have to go into the office and then like go someplace warm?
it's the dog. That's why.
Ah,
You gotta take care
makes
of the dog.
sense.
We haven't.
Take him with ya.
We haven't put him. That's
Yeah.
if I was rich, I would take him everywhere I went, every single trip, like private jet, take him there. But yeah, so we haven't done like hotels or anything. So I tell Emily all the time because friends, sisters, they're eventually gonna be like have their own shit to do, right? Like they're gonna have kids, other stuff. So I'm like, eventually we're gonna have to put them in a like a overnight thing, but we haven't done that yet. So that would be the easy answer, like a kennel. But
Or you could just find like there's like some woman who just boards dogs. I mean, it's like
there's also apps and
40,
yeah,
50
companies
bucks a
that
day.
do that. They can.
There's
come watch
also
your house,
Michael.
too. Mike, that's what I'm saying. But
doing?
imagine, like years down the road, Michael may have
Oh.
a wife.
Oh no,
you know.
no! I'm staying in my parents' basement. Nothing is changing. Don't you worry.
Julia's moving into the basement.
Her corner is over there. My corner is over here.
She gets the
It's good.
3-foot diameter.
leave room for Jesus.
This room's pretty big.
Amen.
I mean, this is nicer. This basement's nicer than any house that I can afford currently. So I hate
Just go.
everything.
Well,
Dude, what are you
know
talking
why?
about?
'Cause you're
Interest
looking-
rates are only like 6.5% right now.
Only, yeah. Well, see, the houses I'm looking at, like, they're still over like 3 something with a 6% interest rate, and not like I don't want to live in a row house. Like Nathan, Brad. Ideally, I want like the 2 acres like you have.
Yeah.
Nathan, I like the size of yard and like the area because I've been in your house extensively. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for. It's just impossible still.
It's
so
tough. I mean,
you know.
you're probably looking too in Allegheny County, so
Yeah,
taxes, everything are
unfortunately.
higher, costs are more higher. That's what we
But
avoided. But I
fucking,
know,
it's a
you
garbage
guys-
time to get into the market. Trust me.
yeah,
yeah,
but
that's
you-
fair.
I'm almost 30 and I live with my parents.
Okay,
So
okay, let's.
You're not almost 30. Don't throw around that
no.
number.
It's
We're
getting
20
close.
26.
No, we're not.
yes,
Yes, we are. We're 26.
No, we're not.
What do
I
you
am.
What do
mean?
you mean?
Like relatively in the span
I am
of like
26.
100 years, sure, we're close to 30.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay, no. Yeah. we moved past that, Matt. He said, we are 26, and you said, no, we're not.
no, we're not. We're not close to 30. That's-
Okay.
Um,
We are very much
I mean,
26 or
as I
so.
watch this,
Yes, I am
every second
26.
I'm closer to 30. So
I was gonna say you are the closest to 30 you have ever been right now.
yeah.
Happy
closer to
thoughts,
30 than
happy
20
thoughts.
for sure.
you know what? But we had to get older and grow up and experience new things to meet each other and do all the wonderful things that we've done thus far.
Another
I
fun
wouldn't
fact.
change it.
We're
Yes,
closer to 2030 than 2015, if I'm correct.
good.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yes,
Good.
7 years away.
That's when we graduated high school. So
That's nutty.
Pain.
that's weird.
10-year reunion
I
next year.
don't like that. I don't like that.
Is it really? Fuck, I was supposed to be out of school by then. God damn it.
Hey man,
Ah.
ride
Well, like
the
a year and a
waves.
half.
Ooh.
Have you guys watched any good movies lately?
Yes.
What have you watched, Michael?
Let's hear it, Michael.
Cocaine Bear.
There it is.
Oh, that was the first time I've been to a theater in I don't know how many years. It's since college, maybe not.
Damn.
It'd been a while, and Julie and I were looking for something to do, and it was like 7:30. And then I was like, you know what? You want to just go see a movie? And she was like, yeah, because we've actually never ever done that. Like,
Oh, like together?
no, I mean, I went to the drive-in, but that's a little different than like sitting in the movie theater and you really can't talk or
Well, it's
whatever.
like you
Because
guys
that's
met.
yeah,
When was it, like middle of COVID?
During
right?
COVID.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like those were,
Oh yeah.
very
But and she,
young.
but her thing, which makes sense, it's like a first date, a second date. When you're first getting to know somebody, I think a movie is like at the movie theater is a horrible date idea
Yeah.
because you can't talk to them unless instead of doing dinner and a movie, you do a movie and then dinner, so you have something to talk about at dinner. And I need to
Or-
talk about. Yes, go ahead.
Or no, you just do dinner, movie, and then dessert after.
There you
That's
go.
true too. That's a good idea. But
Through it a
speaking
little
of
bit.
talking about this movie, Cocaine Bear is a goddamn masterpiece.
Oh my god.
It
I
It
saw it got
genuinely-
really good reviews.
it
Really?
like
Like
it
7
is
and up, yeah.
it is so
Out of 100.
absurd.
Just kidding.
I get like
Oh.
it's like a comedic Stranger Things vibe because it's set back then in like the 80s, I guess, or the early
Oh, I love
90s.
when movies are based older.
And I mean, it is based off of that true story of what actually happened, but obviously it's wild. It
Very
is
rough.
It can't be based off the
It's-
true
it's
story.
very-
That bear was
It's
alive
loosely
for
based.
minutes.
It's
It's
loosely.
loosely
Yeah.
based.
I
That's
know.
what I tell people. I'm like, no, this bear was. No one saw this bear. It didn't do anything. We just know
Yeah,
that it
I know.
happened.
And at
source
that
material.
point, it was the most dangerous animal on the planet
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
since prehistoric times.
It could take down
Most
a
definitely.
T-Rex.
Yeah.
but
It sure shit would try.
Yeah, it's take.
I
out
can't
somebody.
spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil it because it's just too good. But I mean, I would see it again. It was hilarious.
Was it?
I mean,
so
it's
really funny.
Yeah, it's fun. It's more funny than anything. If you like gore, it's a gory movie. Like
That's a
they
treat.
don't, they show everything. Yeah, it's just it's interesting. It's good. I have no complaints.
I saw that the director, like, people wanted them to do like I don't remember if it was like cocaine shark, like cocaine, like
Oh
two
my
other
God.
like animals. That would be going
mean
crazy on
Jaws?
cocaine. Basically, I think she was like, yeah, I'd
Pretty
love to
much.
do like a cocaine Jaws sort of thing.
The Meg.
Why?
The Meg on 5,000 kilos of cocaine. It's like
It,
around the water.
it ate a Mexican cartel submarine.
Could eat a ship. What about the rest of you guys? I mean, any other recent movies like streamed or theaters? Those still are a thing.
Please don't ruin the ending for Ant-Man. I've been unable to watch it.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't
haven't
watched
seen it
Good.
either.
Okay, then we're on the same page.
I heard very
That's not a
lackluster
good.
things.
That's not a good sign for Marvel right there.
Yeah.
A couple
Yeah.
big Marvel fans were in this chat.
The
Yeah,
MCU
well,
died with
My thing is like every movie theater around me has recently closed.
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, the theater. So the last
You ain't
movie that I
kidding.
saw, the last movie that I saw in theaters was Avatar 2, and I saw it when the theater was going to be open for like another week or two, and then
Wow.
literally ever since then, I think another theater closed near me, and I'd have to drive probably a half hour to get to a movie theater at this point,
Gosh.
which
Well, that stinks.
over by me probably.
yeah, or one where I'd have to pay like it's like $25 for a ticket because it's
Yeah,
like the eat-in movie theaters.
right.
But
I mean, I don't care how awesome your setup is at home to watch movies. Like Nathan, you've got your projector; it's insanely awesome.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, boom, you too, Jordan.
yeah.
But
That's
there's something about going
Yeah,
out to the theater, like no one's house, unless you're like a billionaire who's really into movies, like the billionaire that used to own Legendary Pictures that lives in the town over from me, Thomas Tall, not name
It's like
dropping.
I can't unless you have an in with like the studios. Like you can't get like a brand new movie, so you have to at least wait.
Right.
hmm
I mean, there's just something to say. Like they'll never. I hope they never go away because like it's just
Oh,
like
yeah,
there
I'm with
is
you.
some magic about it, and you know what I mean.
Oh,
Like
1000%. It's,
For sure.
It's like I saw Tom Cruise. You know, Tom Cruise is always talking about bike movies. You know, great again and all that. And I saw he said something about the Flash that he was like, this is good cinema. So all I
Yeah.
keep hearing is good things about that movie. But
That's good.
Good.
I mean, I seeing Avatar 2 in theaters was awesome. I mean,
you
like
can't watch it anywhere else.
I feel like if like you were to have a second viewing like at your house, like when it comes out, when it's available,
Yeah.
it's just not even going to be remotely as cool. But I
It's-
mean, it was still a cool movie, and the design and everything was unbelievable. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be weird.
I feel like it's also the like the camaraderie. Like I always go back to it, but not OG, but like the peak of like Marvel movies. Aside from like the obnoxious people, but like cheering's fine, to an extent. But like when something big happens in a movie, people get really excited, and just seeing movies on a big screen is really different. And
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of a hypocrite saying that because I haven't been in a long time. But I told Emily, I was like, the next one we're definitely going to see is Guardians Volume 3.
Yeah.
I will see that early and on the big screen. But
Yeah, that should be
Another
fun.
one I think that has to oh wait, hold on, here comes Smudgy. Another one that I have to see, and I feel like you have to see on the big screen is when Oppenheimer comes out. If you guys have heard
Oh
of that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
would
I'm really
really
looking
like
forward
to
to
see
that.
I
cast
cannot
is-
wait.
Oh,
He's gonna make a nuclear explosion without CGI. That's insane to me. And I
I
think
did it. I set off a nuclear bomb.
one second.
Christopher Nolan. My gosh, such a guy. That's a movie I feel like it's going to get a lot of awards. Not that
Definitely
awards mean
might.
anything, but to the Academy. Is he
I
bringing
can't
his-
wait to see the Owen Wilson movie, where he is.
It's the Bob.
Bob
Ross.
Ross.
Yes.
That is the perfect casting for that.
It is.
Oh my god, Michael, she looks like she wants to eat you.
It does eat me.
Oh my gosh, look at that little
Smooge.
guinea
Oh my
pig.
gosh, she's so
Smooch.
adorable.
Say hi,
He's a
Smudge.
cutie.
Can't even see her eyes.
Put me down.
Nope.
Put me down.
Just the little mittens as she claws your face.
We should give
cute.
her cocaine and see what happens.
Oh.
Just a little bump. If,
Just rub it on
but I
the
think
gums.
that might even hurt her, and that's not fair.
She's precious, that's for sure.
She's adorable, Michael.
She's great, and her and a cat are starting to get along, so
Yeah,
that's
how
good.
is Socks taking it?
That's good.
So actually, I have a funny story. The other night, I was sitting down here watching a movie, and sometimes, like, Smudgy, when we put her to bed, doesn't want to go to sleep, and she cries, so it's like, you feel bad, because she really, like, wails, so I went up and got her, brought her down, I figured she could sleep on the blanket next to me. So she was sleeping, like, on my legs, and that's where Socks usually comes and curls up. So I had Smudge down here, I'm watching my movie, and cat comes walking down and then stops because I guess she could smell her. Looks at me and like the look, it's a cat, I know, but the look that this cat gave me was just a look of betrayal. She was like, "How dare you? That is my spot." And I felt horrible about it, so I tried to go get her, and then she smacked the dog, and it was a whole thing.
Oh.
But no, she doesn't use her claws though. She like
Like a little bat.
it's
Yeah.
It's just like.
Go ahead and toss that under the list of things that would only happen to Michael.
My life is just a meme, man. I don't know.
I mean, keep dogs and cats together. I mean, you gotta. That's part of it. I feel like anyone
Yeah.
who has them, they will. I remember we tried to introduce Coda to my sister's 3 cats in South Carolina. They didn't want any part of him, probably because Coda usually is on cocaine when he's around other people.
Lots of animals on cocaine in this episode.
It's current. It's trending.
Hashtag cocaine.
But yeah, feel like all like 2 of the cats have real bad, I feel like, anxiety, so they just ran and hid. And then the one's really old. She just hissed at them, so at a distance. So yeah.
I love animals.
Oh,
Animals are
speaking of pets, I have a kind of a sad announcement to make. Appa and Toothless are going to be getting a new home.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
When
didn't
I
know they were
move,
still alive.
they are still alive.
I thought he was gonna say they're going like the spirit world or something.
No,
Yeah.
Appa and Toothless are
Really good
my
analogy.
axolotls that I raised from eggs in college in one of my
4
classes.
years?
And it's been longer than that. That was junior year. Yeah.
What's that, 5 years?
So
6?
they have somehow survived 5 years. And not that I'm trying to incriminate myself, but I have not taken the best care of them, and they're still here. So, I'm going to be giving them to a family member when I move into my new house.
I don't blame you
respect that.
because I looked up the average lifespan is 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
So-
I do not want to have to deal with those stinky asses for another 10 years.
Oh my, that's crazy.
Go
I
clean
can't
their
believe they live
filters.
that long.
And,
Well, they
you know,
normally don't because they're blind. Like, they don't live that long outside of captivity.
Brad,
I
they're
thought they-
supposedly endangered.
Oh, they're extinct in the wild.
Oh.
They're fully extinct in the wild. The only thing that keeps them alive is the pet trade.
It's Mount Union giving them away.
In Mount Union,
Students.
Yep.
but
Not
like,
telling them that they live for 10 to 15 years.
Well,
You know-
No, they did. I was just like, we'll cross that bridge when we get
We'll
there.
cross that bridge 6 years down the road.
Yeah.
if you're an animal and you don't know how to eat food that's floating in front of you, maybe you don't deserve to carry
They-
on.
They
They're so
literally, their
stupid.
pellets float on the top of the water, and they slowly float up to the top, and then they'll lunge at it and open their mouth and suck some water in, but they miss the pellet and then they swim down and away, and
They are so stupid.
they don't end up eating. So
At
the
least,
fact
I
that
mean,
they're still alive is
That's
unbelievable.
incredible.
They're
Yeah.
cute
Yeah.
though. They're cute little wiggly things.
This is sad to
They're-
say, but watch you give them away, and
And then
then
they die.
Like that's the only reasonable thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You should
Oh,
let
yeah.
one bite you just to see if you get superpowers right before.
Oh,
you,
I've let them bit me before, but
you have
bit me,
superpowers.
bite me. No, I do have a couple of diseases though.
Brad becomes blind.
Oh.
I was gonna say Brad's slowly going blind.
Yeah, I've been growing gills and I'm going blind.
Okay.
Axolotl man.
Oh, that's a tough trade-off. Yeah, I don't know if I would do
Axolotl man, that would be the worst animal-human hybrid. You
Be
do
able to
nothing
live in the
and
water, but you
You can
can't
re-go
see.
I will say they have unbelievable regenerative abilities.
So it's basically
They-
a blind Deadpool.
yes.
Yeah.
oh, God, Phil Swift, I cut this guy in half, and then there's just two of you.
I think Brad answered this question. Do you guys have an oddest pet you've ever had? That's not a dog or a cat. I think Brad
Jordan?
would take the.
I had a stick catfish.
What?
A
I
what?
have no idea what they're actually. A stick catfish is what I called it, and that's how what I called it when I bought it from the pet store down the street from Mount Union. Remember that? You remember that the fish tank I had freshman year
Which one?
No.
in the mega bedroom?
I felt like
Feel like
kept
you had-
Like you,
Brad
you,
home.
you never had
You would
fish
always
when
bring
we
home
were
pets.
rooming.
I
don't
did. Yeah, right. When me and Matt were living together, I didn't have fish. But I had
Yeah.
a 10-gallon tank when we got different rooms.
The mega bed.
I vaguely remember that.
I think I do remember that.
I don't remember. that
Anyway.
fish, though. I thought you
I
got
thought
a
it was
beta.
fake, to be honest. But
I
I
you had a
remember the
beta.
beta fish. I remember the beta fish.
Yeah, that's how it started, and then it died, and then I got a 10-gallon tank.
Did you ever end up putting two beta fish together?
No, I
Is
didn't.
that animal abuse?
That's very illegal. I think.
I don't think it's animal abuse.
No,
but
it's
cost like
illegal to
$3.
bet on it. It's illegal to bet on it.
Well, what's the
It's
fun
just-
in not betting on it?
I don't know. I'm saying that's what makes it illegal. I think that you can put them together and just be like, oh, I want to watch you tear it apart.
If you bet on it, it's illegal. But if you don't bet on it, then it's animal abuse? Is that...
Borderline. It's a fish.
Let's be real. It's only illegal if it's on camera. That's pretty much the...
Well, no. Where do you draw the line between that and porn? No, I'm kidding.
You should draw that line.
Wow.
Yeah, you should draw it well before fish.
It's like the whole, prostitution versus porn thing. It's
exactly.
Like paying somebody for sex is illegal unless you're taping it. If you're taping it, then it's fine.
That's what I was getting at. Thank you for picking that up, Matt.
Loopholes,
and
baby.
I did not make that connection.
No, I did not.
So thank you for piecing that
So,
together for
to
me.
answer Nate's question, since we got to pornography and prostitute,
We devolved so quickly.
Welcome to the MOBcast.
I had a 2-inch stick catfish. It's a bottom feeder, but it literally looks like a stick, and it grew to 6 inches long, and then one of them disappeared.
You went like this. I'm like, dude.
Probably about that long, however long that is.
It's 2 feet long.
I had 2 of them, and I didn't find one on one of my tank cleanings. I have no idea what happened.
Probably ate it.
Dude, get out of here.
Ew.
Yeah, just one night
like
coming back from the frat house.
I meant the fish.
No, Jordan ate it.
He cooked it on
this?
the radiator in there. I don't think.
Yes, that's what it is.
Dude, what? I've never seen those.
That's a weird little thing.
I'm pretty sure I showed all of you guys.
Why? Tell me, why is it on the ground and not in water?
It's probably just the skate.
Is that the
That's
missing
in
link?
water. That's in water.
Okay.
It's the missing link.
It's the missing link.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
See, this is out of water. This is how Michael would hold it.
Interesting.
What do you mean?
That's a
transporting those little
That looks
fuckers
like
was
a
not
stick.
fun.
That's a pretty weird pet.
That's very
I will
odd.
say.
One of my favorites.
I think all I got is a mini turtle or a rabbit.
I have a couple rabbits.
Rabbits are never get them. Never.
Yeah,
They're a pain in the
Miserable.
ass, man.
miserable.
Yeah, they eat all your wires. They poop everywhere, constantly. And we were so young. It was actually my eldest sister who got it at the time. It was Oliver. Ollie. We never knew if it was a boy or girl. Even up to the point that we gave it to a bunny farm. Because no one took care of it. So, I was probably 12. I'm not taking care of a bunny. Then I had a mini turtle that we actually brought back from Myrtle Beach. We brought it through security on the airplane, flew it all the way up to PA. And mine actually lived for 3 years. Surprisingly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Pretty dope.
Good.
Yeah. It had him a big tank that he just swam around in. He was pretty chill.
That's chill.
Not really
That's super
weird.
chill.
Those are probably my most unusual, I guess, pets.
Matt and Michael both have Ewoks.
They do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They're the best. I had a gecko one time.
That's cool.
It was real. I think it's called a crested gecko. So it was this big, and it would just move real slow and climb up the walls, and you could hold it, and it would just freeze there. It was pretty inert. I don't know. It just didn't do much.
There's always those people, those kids in school that had the horned lizards, or
Bearded dragons.
dragons. So they're cool, but again, I feel like they
just live too long.
They just sit under a hot lamp forever. Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what my dog does. And he just
That's
he just hangs out. I
Like
mean,
a
he gives you
reptile.
all the love and affection you could ever want. But especially now because he can't see nearly anything.
That's okay.
He's 13. I mean, trust me. I made elk for dinner for myself tonight, and you bet your sweet ass that he had some of it.
Where do
Yeah.
you go and find elk? You gotta go to some butcher shop.
Any
maybe.
any grocery store will have major grocery store. I know Giant Eagle has it.
Okay, all right, I didn't know that.
So it's called Nature's Blend. I think is the company. They do all free
Sounds like a
range.
dog food company.
It's not.
Nature's Blend.
It's human. I mean, you could feed it to your dog if you wanted to.
Yeah, that all natural diet.
I was listening to.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's Force of Nature. That's what it is.
Force
Okay,
of
I think
Na-
Nature's Blend is actually a pet food company.
It might be.
God,
Not much of a
that's-
force of nature if it comes pre-packaged. Like it kind of lost the game, but
Got 'em.
that's a
No longer
terrible
really a
marketing
force.
thing.
You go to the store,
but-
they hand you a spear. They said it's in the back. You gotta go.
That'd
hunt.
be awesome. I was
It's just
listening
20
to I think it was Joe Rogan. He was talking to some guy in the industry because I guess getting game animals to like grocery store shelves is like an industry now. And he was talking about how they harvest these elk, and it sounds pretty humane to me, kinda.
Yeah.
What he said they do is they let them like roam on thousands of acres, and then when it's time to go, they have a professional sniper, like ex-military sniper, from like 400 yards away, just pop them in the head. So they drop immediately, and no pain, most humane way to do it, and then they harvest the kill. But they do it at like 2 a.m. too, so it's like dead of night. They have no idea what's happening.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they're out here like special forcesing these elk, and it's interesting. I mean,
Well, they'll try and pick off a
Intense.
bunch of them at once.
Yeah.
it's better than factory farming, I guess.
It's really interesting.
Yeah,
If that's true. That's super interesting.
Effectively, yeah. What Michael said is effectively what they're doing. So like, there's places. I believe it's like Hawaii is one of the places where there's like, I don't exactly know how it happened, but there's like an infestation of. It's some sort of game. I don't know what it is. Like it's like they don't have any.
Elk.
No,
Yeah, I
it
thought
might
he
be.
was saying there was elk there.
It's
There's
dragon.
not elk in Hawaii.
It's dragon.
Well,
Gotta-
I don't know what it is. It's some form of game, and it's like they don't have any natural predators, and so they like send the guys like Michael was talking about. They will like have ex-military snipers go in and kill them, and then like
Suicide
harvest the meat.
squad.
But yeah, so it was pretty good, and
pretty
Cody
cool.
enjoyed it. I mean, it's not cheap. It's like
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
It's stupid expensive.
That
It's like
bison burger at Burgatory.
yeah, it depends on what you get. So like I like there's like you could just get like beef, or you could get like ancestral blend beef, which is liver and heart with ground like whatever they would normally do, and then like you could do elk and bison and stuff too. So I usually
Cool.
stick
Might
to
have to look
elk
for
or
that. It's
venison.
a
Venison's really
different
good
taste
too.
for sure. I've had bison. Did a really good burger down in Florida. That was bison, but it's very different taste.
The ancestral blend.
I-
Sounds like something the Liver King would say.
Did you fact check me?
I did.
No.
I
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
So I typed
wanna
in
be-
art. Is there wild game in Hawaii? And the first thing that popped up is protected game animals. Brush-tailed wallabies and wild cattle are protected in Hawaii, and may not be hunted unless authorized by the Division of Forestry and Wildlife. The next thing says animals you can readily hunt in Hawaii are axis deer, which that's
yeah.
probably
That's
what
what
you're.
it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Texas deer.
Hawaiian boar, which
Were they in
that's like
World War II?
Ua from
Yes, they're
Moana.
Nazis.
Black Hawaiian sheep, Mouflon.
Sounds
Fish,
like
maybe?
Sounds like a whale.
I don't think it'd be fish. I feel like fish. But yeah, I don't think that would
whale's a mammal.
classify in here. Thanks, Nathan. Dove, and then it says Frank Collin, like a man's name. I don't know. This might not be the best source.
Anybody
What was-
named
what was-
Frank is fair game
Frank.
in Hawaii.
What was the first one?
Oh,
It was axis deer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
that's what it is.
They were pushing some
Okay,
patent
Frank
narratives
Collin-
back in the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
Frank
Frank
Collin
Collin is
is
actually
a
a-
type of bird.
Why? Who?
I guarantee
wonder-
you Frank Collin is the guy who found
I'm
it.
glad it's
Yeah.
not a person. That's for sure.
Well, birds aren't real, so it's
That's
fine.
true.
Well, no, I think we draw
Thought
the
that was
line
pigeons.
there at pigeons, city birds, where the people are to watch us.
That's fair.
Just my opinion.
Frank
I
Collins.
was like, unless they're, I don't think they made like peacocks up, right? Maybe they did.
Bro, they're the most high-powered birds. You think that fan in the back isn't a solar panel? It is.
Engine turbine.
They spin at night.
They can fly up to 4,000 miles an hour.
Oh, so I kind of live around some very nice, or it used to be nice natural ecosystems before, like, industries. But anyway, there are some turkey vultures that they circle every year just above stuff, and somebody killed a possum and just left it on the road near my grandparents' house. So today I was driving by, and there were 3 turkey vultures eating it, but they were just walking around by it, and they're really interesting looking, and they're big, so I thought that was cool.
They are kind of wild.
I'm easily amused, but it was.
I was gonna say that's a fairly normal thing. Yeah, they are pretty. They are pretty
Happens
crazy
around
looking
me
up close.
all the time.
I saw
Yeah.
a rhino on the street just down the road.
I stink quite a bit, so they just follow me all day.
Pick at him. Get him.
Oh my goodness!
So
I heard that they're actually like trying to clone mammoths. I think we've talked about this before, but now I'm pretty sure it's like a done deal. There's people starving.
There is
but
a
you know
company
what?
Here's my
that's
thing.
working on
Let's
that.
not. We don't need to. They're gonna bring back these animals for what?
Because we can.
Zoos.
Their
Why the
time-
fuck
To
not?
hunt them.
Their time is not now. They died off for a reason.
Yeah, we killed them.
It's the same dinosaur story. Okay.
But did they die off for a reason, or did they die off because a giant rock hit the Earth?
Well, Brad,
Well,
we
you're
can go down a wormhole and say, was this planned? What is the thing, or was that just a giant space rock?
Let's just say, if the space rock didn't hit Earth, would they still be here?
Potentially.
No.
But
I thought Mark Zuckerberg was a lizard person, so maybe
I mean,
some
he
of them
is.
did survive.
That's a
and
space lizard person.
see,
Yeah.
but I think in today's
'Cause what
climate,
happens is-
because climate change is real, I think they would die. I don't think they would survive.
I thought they wanted it.
We have alligators.
Do they?
I mean, they would.
I thought back
Well, they
in the
don't want
day
to live
the
in
Earth
Florida,
was like
Michael.
tropical.
Their heat
Really?
depend. Their
I don't know.
their heat depends on the temperature outside. So if they're cold, they go in the sun. If they don't want to be so hot, they cool off in water and shade. Correct? Because that's what cold-blooded is.
I am not.
You
a
can't produce your own
biologist.
heat
I
and
don't know.
regulate your
That's
body
correct.
temperature.
I'm looking at Matt and
Right.
Brad for these.
Yep.
So
Right.
You just did a very
don't-
good job
they
of
don't-
describing a cold-blooded animal. Yes.
you don't want to be in total hot. You don't want to be in total cold. You want very consistent weather.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
I was just gonna say, I have like a swamp area right behind my house,
okay.
and there are like it's like 100 acres of like just all swamp. It's crazy, but there are cranes that like hang out back there, and I don't know if you've ever heard a crane like screech. It literally sounds like a pterodactyl, and
Really?
when you listen to it, like while it's screeching and flying, it looks like one too. Like I was breaking down stuff and throwing it in our fire pit last week, and this thing, I just hear it coming through the woods. I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to get picked up by a pterodactyl.
Picked up and taken away.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
I've
that
never heard one.
yeah. It's
I
kinda
got
wild.
you, Nathan.
Is that it?
Are you pulling it off?
Can you
Yeah.
hear it?
For the first 2 seconds, I thought you were talking about construction equipment.
Oh yes,
Took
Yeah.
2 seconds later, I was like, no, he's not.
yeah.
How big are those?
Birds.
Probably.
Like wingspan?
Oh, wingspan.
I don't know. Rough.
Pretty-
estimate.
pretty big.
4 or 5 feet, maybe.
Probably
I'm
4 or
looking
5
it
feet.
up.
Yeah.
Crane.
Because they're probably like
sent it in the
10,
chat.
like
It's straight
3 feet
dependence,
tall.
right, Of
Hey, on Groundhog's Day,
Oh yeah, that is what it sounds like.
Pennsylvania's national holiday. I was curious, so I looked into like what a groundhog is. Apparently, it's a marmot, and they exist all over the world.
Oh.
And a lot of them are really cute and cuddly looking, but not the groundhogs. Those things are just fat and aggressive.
So are groundhogs actually? So they're like a species of Marmot?
Yep.
really? That's new. Didn't know
Which
that.
and I
Can you
think
define what a marmot is?
Marmots and large
I love you,
ground
mammal.
squirrels in the genus Marmota, with 15 species living in Asia, Europe, and North America. These herbivores are active during the summer when they can often found in groups, but are not seen during the winter when they hibernate underground.
Have you ever
And
seen
then-
the video of the marmot that's standing up on its
trash.
hind legs, just screaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what a marmot is.
Hey, Ezekiel! Fuck you!
What did he say?
What's your name?
Ezekiel!
Tony.
Tony!
Fuck you, Tony.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Don't bring my mother into this.
I went by a fire pit. And then I banged your mother by it. Oh. I
two
saw that
marmots.
original video again for the first time in a while. It's just like
That's a good
last week. and I laughed. It's funny. Tony.
Anyone got any hot takes on any current events going on right now?
Hot takes on current events.
Space
Anything,
is fake.
Hot takes on it can be current events or just a weird take too, unlike anything. But current events, whew.
There's enough going on in current events where we could.
Elon Musk got into something.
What
What's that?
He's always
He
into
was-
something.
he was
He's into
arguing
some
about-
shit.
He was arguing on Twitter about releasing one of the guys who got 4 years in prison for storming the White House. It was the guy with the big the horny hat.
Oh,
what's
like
his name? What are they calling him?
January 6th gate.
Not QAnon shaman, or it was something like that. I think it was
Wait,
like
so-
QAnon shaman or
Wait,
something.
so Jordan, what is he threatening to do? Like open his tweets or something?
No. He was just tweeting out because apparently there was a bunch of whatever side was arguing for and against. Everyone was editing what we were actually seeing on the news, and he was arguing against the side that was making him look way worse than he was. When there's actual footage of him like yelling at people, saying, "Stay peaceful, go home."
Yeah.
I think that's after Tucker Carlson released all that stuff, which had never been seen before. You know, frankly, I don't think this is news. It happened. It wasn't good. It's over. I think now it's just coming up to continually confuse people. Like, in my opinion, I think the train derailment in Ohio, it was much more of a big deal than what the news was saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that
1000%,
directly.
man.
But like the coverage on it wasn't there until people really started complaining about it. Rightfully so. It affects real American people.
Well,
This guy's a celebrity because he wore a stupid hat. Like it doesn't matter.
Well, he's
you know
not a
what I mean?
celebrity. He's in jail for 4 years.
Michael,
So
I read that the reason. Well, I don't know if I read, I heard, whatever. That the reason, like some of these media executives and people who own these companies, they have money in that company in Norfolk and a bunch of other stuff. So that's why they're not covering it.
Oh,
to the extent
well, that's
they
not
should be.
the integrity of the
See,
news.
Michael, that's why
there is no integrity
current
anymore.
media
I know.
is trash. That's why I don't watch a
Exactly.
single drop of it.
Except the MOBcast. This
Except
is
like
the best
each
media.
sports shit, that's different. Yeah. Except the MOBcast.
Each each
We're
media
the only
company
source of truth. I'm sorry,
each
Brad.
media company is owned by one political party. I mean, like
which is owned by Pfizer.
What you were referring to, Nathan, is BlackRock and Vanguard were the two largest stakeholders,
right?
and they were the two largest stakeholders in that what is it,
Norfolk Southern.
Southern, yeah.
I've done some work for them before.
Which I mean, BlackRock and Vanguard are the two largest like investment companies in pretty much in the world.
Wow,
Christendom.
Definitely in the United States. So
fun fact. I can't say where I work on here, but I know we have some employees like down in the area, like they're just doing like a lot of different testing, a lot of different stuff like that. So I think that's kind of cool. But
that's really cool.
Yeah, since it's so local. I mean, not local, but it's near where I used to work.
It's
Akron area, Cleveland.
It's very close. I mean, the fact that like the water supply like that probably affects very close to Michael.
There are
closer.
Giant Eagle bottles water. Our local supermarket. Well, Giant Eagle's pretty big, I guess. But if you're listening and you're in a different country or like on the West Coast, I guess you don't have Giant Eagle. You got the Piggly Wiggly down there in the south, but
Love Piggly Wiggly.
anyway,
I wish
apparently
we had those up here, dude.
Or Kroger's.
yeah, same. One of the sources that they were getting that bottled water from was like very close to East Palestine, however you say it. So, they were saying like don't buy it. It could have just been like hysteria as Brad takes a sip of contaminated water.
That's where I get my water good.
Yeah,
Good and
there it is.
Good and sanitized.
But my mom works with a guy who lives in East Palestine, and
Is he currently
he
living
said yes. Well, yes, and
there?
he
Like,
said
what
that
can they do, right? It's
well, the rail company gave everyone in the town money to go live somewhere else right now as they clean it up. But
Well-
there was a rumor, or at least a request, that they want Norfolk Southern to buy out everyone that lives there, buy their house at a fair price. Yeah, but like
Yeah,
think
I mean,
about
that's
that.
what they should do.
Yeah, but think about that though. I mean, this is more of like an emotional take on that. But like, my grandma just turned 86, and she's lived in the same house for her whole married life. You know, at that point, you don't want to move. You know,
I guess
so
I don't want to.
yeah, I know.
No
They're
one likes
dying.
moving.
I know. But what I'm saying is like, it's just a shame that I don't know why it derailed, but I just hope that corners weren't cut, because you can't do that in heavy industry or else
Yeah.
people die. So
They do it all the time in heavy industry.
Especially such.
I don't like
How
that
about
because
the-
you're a pilot.
All these people like are going to get displaced. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible, and like that's
Like these people have lives.
not that it's going to become like a Chernobyl site, right? But like still, like it's not as of now. I know the way like groundwater works and stuff like that. Like if depends what the radiation amount extent is, but like it'll be around for decades. So
Which is
Yeah, it
hilarious.
sucks.
we use
because
well
they-
water. So
Yeah.
Oh, really? No, I'm
was-
fucked.
well, not in your area.
There.
In that area, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, like I said to my mom, this was a few days after it happened because it's getting covered on our local news. She's like, "What are those people gonna do?" I was like, "Get up and leave. Like that's the only thing you can do. If you're
The
a
issue
healthy,
It's just crazy. I mean,
The issue is that area is a low income area. so those
I
people
do
can't
know that. I do know
move.
that as well.
Yeah.
So, which
It's
is
kind of
not
in the
great.
middle of BFE, and that's bumfuck Egypt for people who don't know.
That's the technical term.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of very
You know-
spread out and don't have a lot of money.
I don't know the truth, but I agree with like what Michael or Matt said. Like they should just straight up like pay for their homes or their property at least, just because I read that like I don't know how true it is, but you know like Norfolk had everyone like sign stuff, but they gave them money, but then like when you sign that like you can't say
Yeah, they made
anything to anybody.
exactly.
It's an NDA basically.
Sign NDAs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
Just hilarious.
I agree.
And you gotta. So, as somebody who now considers himself an entrepreneur, you gotta love the entrepreneurial spirit of some people going out there, going door to door, wearing EPA garb, and just stealing people's identities.
Oh,
Did you see that?
Wow.
no.
When
They're trash, man.
Yeah,
Man,
people dressed up in
grind.
CDC and EPA stuff went door to door and got people's information and stole their stuff.
oh my god.
I mean,
Honestly,
it's
yeah, you
horrible.
really got to
It's-
respect the hustle.
It's horrible, but like, yeah, you have to
You
respect
gotta
the fact that
respect
these
the
people.
depths of hell that they're willing to go.
Yeah,
to.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Shit, man.
my dad
That's
was
insane. I feel bad. I feel bad taking a candy bar from my friend's house. You know, like what the shit?
my dad is a
Oh my
long
gosh.
businessman, or was a long time business.
Terrible.
Oh, awful, horrible.
And-
I mean, like, can't even unimaginable.
Michael.
I can't.
Oh
Who
no.
thinks of that?
That's what I'm saying. It's
Entrepreneurs.
entrepreneurial. They saw an opportunity, they saw a market, and they
Jesus.
timed it and they took it.
Jesus Christ.
It's
My
the same
dad.
asshole that bought all the hand sanitizer
No
COVID.
business, no
And
business
toilet paper.
ethics there.
and the
But-
toilet paper. I go to the store. I'm like 5 hours late to this jump that COVID's happened. I go to the store. I just want one thing of toilet paper because I'm actually out. I don't need 20 things of it. I'm like, I'm almost out. And I had to buy the most expensive shit there with like 2 of them left.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous.
Well, at least you got 2 ply.
Michael.
No, I don't know
Yes,
if it was.
this is important. My father is
Please.
a long time successful, honest. I definitely one of the most honest people, and that's me not being biased. He genuinely was a good person. Is a good
He's a good
person.
man. I met him.
And
And confirm.
however, he
And
always
confirmed. Good guy.
yeah. He told me though and all this stuff because we talk. He watches the news. We talk about it, and he's like, Michael. Every time there's a crisis, there's an opportunity. I was like, oh, that's dark, but you're right.
Unfortunately, there's a business opportunity.
There is, and I feel
But-
like these people have lived through, especially like your dad and maybe the fake EPA people. Jesus. They've probably
For
lived,
sale.
economic
clean.
collapse, even maybe the Cold War, so like times have been tough, but Jesus.
Oh, we're in Cold War II, baby. Rev up those nuclear arsenals, I guess.
It was, I think it was Friday. Putin got issued a warrant for his arrest for war crimes
What from who? Ukraine?
by the ICC, the
Communist Committee.
International Crime
Good luck getting them.
Committee or something
Yeah,
like that. It's something through NATO, I think.
That makes sense. Like in
So
combined effort.
Yeah.
they're just gonna walk into a nuclear superpower and go arrest someone who is
no.
most likely the world's
No, they're
most
just-
wealthy individual.
It's just
probably-
It's like a statement.
Yes.
It just means he can't leave the country.
Oh, he can't leave
When does
his
he?
gigantic. I don't think he cares. Like, I
Well,
mean,
I think it's more so like once everything has been like once this is over, then it's like all right, he'll be tried for. In this case, I think the war crime was abduction of Ukrainian kids.
Oh yeah, I
I did
saw
see
that.
Like there was like a ton. Like he's been tied to like a ton of like Ukrainian kid abductions.
Jeez.
So
what's the purpose of that? Like, does he anticipate the war going on long enough to like brainwash them into becoming Russian
Pretty much.
soldiers?
well, a lot of
He's
the
a
Russian
real knucklehead. He's
lot
a
of-
real
That's what the
knucklehead.
Nazis
a lot of the
wanted to
Russian
do.
schools are they're having kids like learn how to like assemble like AK-47s like in
Oh.
class. Like they're
Oh.
legitimately going through like a boot camp.
What's gym class? Paintball?
You know, a lot of people who believe in the Second Amendment would appreciate that as part of elementary school
Wait a
class.
second.
So.
I mean,
I don't know.
gun
I-
safety is
I don't agree.
You're
gun
telling
safety
me
is
that
important, but maybe
telling-
not at that level.
these
Sorry,
kids are able to play airsoft on their campus, and we weren't.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
points.
Bullshit. No, so Matt, what did you say? I missed it. What about?
I'm saying that I think that there are lots of people in the United States who would appreciate gun safety training, as Michael.
Well, no, I
I'm
genuinely
kidding.
believe that.
I'm not even being serious. Why would you teach a child that?
because then they'll
Maybe
grow
not
up to be a
child.
they don't need
respectful
that.
gun
They
owner.
don't need that. No one, not everyone
mean-
wants that.
That's
Now
true.
you should have to. If you're going to buy a gun, you should have to learn.
I agree with. I actually agree with that. I think if you're a first-time gun owner, you
Isn't
need
there
to
a
go
mandatory
to a
thing for
class.
that?
No,
No, you can just walk into
This
Walmart.
is what's
and
wrong
just-
with our country.
No, that's one of the things. I think as far as tightening regulations go, access to trainers that will like actually teach you how to use a firearm and be safe with a firearm
Fuck
is
yeah.
a step in controlling not even gun violence, just like gun accidents, and which is a big killer, I think. I mean,
Okay, but
But
let's
really-
be real. The accidents aren't the problem.
no, they're not.
Exactly.
It's a mental health.
It is a mental health issue.
There's a lot of issues, but
I saw something the other day. Gonna preface this with saying it's a cool idea. Extremely unfortunate that it is a problem that needs solving. But I saw this teacher in her classroom. They installed this thing that kind of like folds into the corner of the room, and she pulls the wall out, and it becomes like a smaller room inside the classroom, and it's a bulletproof walls. So it's like a safe room. So like in the event of like an active shooter, all the kids funnel into these little safe rooms. They lock it, and it's bulletproof, and you can't get in. So it's
That's
super
really-
shitty that
Yeah.
it has to be solved, but that's a really good idea.
That's my thing, man. You said it at the end, so I'm not gonna tell anything to you, but like, we shouldn't have that issue.
Oh, for
I
sure.
agree.
No.
And, that's again going back to what we just said. People profiteering.
Yeah.
I get it's not all about profits, but they're going to be making money off of that.
Right.
Well, people see, I think, a problem. That's obviously a problem that the youths or anybody
I
really
agree with
are
that.
facing.
I get that.
And well, what I'm saying is though that the solution that they came up with, although it's effective and it's going to save lives, is a band-aid. It does not address the real problem. So
No, it's like a droopy, wet bandit that you try to put back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Unfortunately, in the U.S. though, like it's not. I don't think it's a problem that can ever be solved. Like it's one of those like Pandora box situations.
I know.
Like it was since our Constitution was written. It was something that has always been a thing, and the only difference is mental health issues are becoming even more rampant, and you can't get rid of guns anymore, because even if you take them away from the good guys, bad guys will always have access to them.
I think good guys will become the bad guys if you come to knock on their door and say, "We're here to take your guns." Not me personally.
And you were never a good guy.
Yeah,
That's the way you think.
Yeah.
I think that's a completely different topic. I think
I'm just
talking about like you take them away, like the people who want to commit awful things will find a way to commit awful things.
That's what I'm saying, but I'm just
people. Yeah.
Right. But you know what I mean? Like what I'm trying to say is like
someone from the government comes in, takes legal property that's already yours, you're using it for protection.
Yeah.
And Michael's saying they would be the bad guys by saying, no, this is mine, you're not taking this away.
Like,
and they would be now be framed as the bad guys.
Yeah, like that wouldn't happen. I think a lot of people that are real, like, 2A NRA supporters, they're gonna, some Fed comes knocking on their door. I don't think that it's gonna be like a here you go type situation. I think it's going to be like you can have the guns, bullets first kind of deal. And I don't think that's the way. But I don't think that's what they would do either way, because that's just a blatant overreach of the Second Amendment anyway. I think I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I've thought about this a lot. Yeah.
It's an impossible thing to solve. I just go back to, I know I agree with Brad that it's impossible. And I don't agree. I think we should have right to bear arms, but when that was written, what year is it?
Things were different.
Nearly 200 years old. It took about 2 minutes to reload a gun.
That's also fair.
That's my point. Yeah. Is semi-automatic weaponry.
But you got to think about this, Nate. Too.
That's my point.
You can look at it from our standpoint that someone's going to do something bad, and yes, guns have evolved to a point where they can do a lot of bad. But the amendment says to bear arms and to stand up for yourself against anything. And that could be your own government who has those guns that take less time to reload as well. So if they start making rules where you can only have a gun that has a bullet in it or something, or 2 bullets in it, and it gets to a point where we want to use our Second Amendment against the government, and they have a submachine gun that can kill 40 people in 3 seconds, that is effectively taking away the opportunity to use the Second Amendment.
This isn't North Korea, though, you know? Like, we're never going to turn in our government, I don't think.
I'm sure people didn't think
that you know of.
Yeah, I watched a really interesting movie today about that. It was a guy who he somehow built nuclear bombs and he hid them in the city. It was Samuel L. Jackson. It was a great movie, playing an unhinged interrogator that basically was torturing this guy the entire movie, trying to get him to talk. It was dark, but yeah, but like the point is, I don't think that Americans are ever going to turn on the government. But if the government does that, like overreaches their power, like it's almost your necessity to do that. I'm not saying do it. It's not me calling for action, starting a revolution. I'm not. But I think everyone should have the right to have that option to at least be able to fight oppression if the conditions are such that could occur. Yeah.
But is it arguable that you said that why would we ever turn? I don't think there will ever be a time when they make a decision, because guess what? This is what they do in the Senate. They just butt heads and nothing gets done. All the time. So I don't think they're ever going to agree on one thing that's going to make people flip. And like, let's start training kids how to build a gun in school. Like, that's never going to happen. But
I mean,
I get your point. I get your
yeah.
point.
Well, you could argue.
I'm not against guns. It's
right.
Just,
yeah.
I'm
No, we're
There's an
terrible
issue
acts
there,
that
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
for
No,
sure.
and that is 100%. I think you would just have to be a really uninformed, stupid person, even if you are like fully supportive of the 2A as I am, to not like at least understand that there's definitely a problem.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
And I
like-
didn't mean for this to dive into
No.
right of arms talk. And then it does go with the big part in mental health, I believe, in every bit of that too. But at the end of the day, I think we all agree that unfortunately there are just evil people.
Yes.
That are going door to door pretending to be EPA.
EPA.
Yeah. That's like a
blows
new
my
level
mind.
of low.
That blows my mind. People, man. I can't even. Okay. So a lighter topic that I wanted to ask you guys, a debatable question. Who do you think would win in a fight between a rhino or a hippo? Tell me.
Are they near water?
Oh, good question. So we'll call an even battlefield. We got a pond. We also got land.
What kind
I
of
don't-
rhino?
What's the
My thing is,
What's the
there's some
biggest
rhinos
one?
that
Not
have
the one that's-
super sharp horns.
Yeah.
Then there's ones that have very dull horns.
the sharp one?
I think both animals walk away from this fight. I don't think either one's killing the other one.
I think
'Cause
there's a
rhino-
size difference.
Rhinos have extremely tough skin, right?
They do.
Hippos
Yeah.
are just
Hippos are way
Tanks.
more
Living tanks.
mobile.
Living tanks.
They're all muscle. Have you seen that picture of the hippo? They you
Yes.
think it's fat and it's like just shredded. Like
That's what's BS. Is
Sorry.
that hippos are born with a body like that, and like us humans gotta work on it. It's just
right.
But
so
living in nature does.
yeah, live off the land. Liver
hippos are 11 to 17 feet.
King. God,
And on
Long?
average,
that's a truck,
Yes.
man.
and on average, males
Literally.
weigh between 3,500 to 9,900 pounds.
Holy
Jesus H.
crap!
Fucking-
All
There's
right,
still
so-
humans in that range, though.
9,900 pounds.
He said 3,500. You always talk about the 4,000-pound person.
Oh, dude,
That's 5
this
tons.
is no competition. This is no competition. A rhino, their height, so I don't know what their length is. I'm sorry, their length is between 6.5 to 13 feet, and their weight is 1,300 to 2,100
They're much
pounds.
smaller.
Yeah, they're much smaller.
I'm
know
going
that.
with a hippo then.
Hippo
But-
solos easy diff.
But don't you think the compact, movable, sharp-nosed rhino has a chance to do a one-shot?
Because it's gotta,
No,
it's
not a
gotta like
360
get
no
around.
scope,
It's
blast
got
to the
around.
chest.
See,
Gotta
I
get
respect
around.
the 360 no scope, but I
How
will
fast-
say hippos are just too dense.
No,
You
no,
can't
after-
get to anything significant.
Well, so what is it
in
going to
a-
do? Is
in
it going
one
to
hit.
drag it into the water and then drown it?
That's where I was.
No,
That's why I said
hippos' jaws
Rhinos
are
walking away from this.
I know they're
Ridiculously
strong, yeah.
strong.
But the
But,
rhino's
like,
skin is
It
like,
has a weapon. Right? How fast is the rhino going? Because if it's going at like Mach 3, and or not even Mach 3, if it's going at 60 miles an hour, like on like a sled or wheeled contraption, and the horn is like pointed at like the broadside kill zone of a hippo if there is one.
a rhinoceros can run up to over 30 miles an hour.
If it gets a good shot, it might have a
Terrifying.
chance.
They both have a chance.
See,
That's,
I
that's
think
not the
it'd
argument.
be...
It's who's going to win 9 times out of 10.
So
who's going to win 7 times out of 10.
after hearing the specs at the combine here, the African Safari Combine, I think Jordan's point is good that like 75% of the time the hippo's probably gonna win,
You're right.
unless the rhino gets like a lucky hit in, lucky
Especially if
jab.
they're in water.
Yeah.
This
But rhinos are like you have to crush its head because I feel like its skin is just so tough.
So I, again, did some fact checking, and not that this isn't like from an actual like scenario. This is just someone else's opinion. From animalsaroundtheglobe.com, they said that if the fight takes place in an open area, the rhino would likely win due to its greater speed and agility. However, if the fight takes place in water, hippo would likely have the advantage due to its greater strength and jaw power. So basically,
I feel like we hit that pretty well.
what we determined.
But
Jesus
I will
Christ,
say I thought that the
hippos
hippo
can
would
run
win
19
regardless.
miles an
But
hour on land.
like it's like they get on a
Me too.
riverbank and it's like fight, and then it begins. So yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of breaking that down.
yeah, glad we solved that.
We still
You're
got
welcome, listeners.
Fixing the world one problem at a time.
Gun control.
I had a question.
And animal battles.
it. Animal battle.
The two
Who
most
wins?
important topics.
Who wins, an infant gorilla with a machine gun versus a hippo? And like
Hippo.
Doesn't know how to use the gun.
No. Hear me out.
An
So,
infant
Doesn't know how to use the gun.
but okay, but here's the thing. It's like the random monkey theorem. So the gorilla, it doesn't know how to use a machine gun. But let's say that this machine gun is set up on a tripod.
Let's say
and
it's
all the
trained
monkey.
in grade school about how to
No.
use it.
I'm just saying humans and monkeys are similar in build, perhaps. So all I'm saying is, if the only thing the gorilla has to do is pull the trigger, do you think it would figure it out in time before like the tank that is the hippo comes running at it?
See, my question
It would
is,
probably get scared shitless from
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say,
sound
it's
of the
gonna pull the
gun.
trigger once on accident and be like, ah!
I think the hippo could probably soak
Fair.
up a lot of bullets.
That,
You got
I'd be
me there.
curious.
Unless it's like a
Yeah.
50 cal, then between the eyes it might get it. I don't know.
How many 9mm shots does it take to down a fully grown hippo?
All of
The
them.
world may never know.
Go find out. Let us know. Go live.
What caliber do
Instagram
they use
Live.
to hunt hippo?
They probably use like RPGs. Honestly, that's what I would feel safe with.
P4 in the water.
Oh,
The best way to fish.
Mm-hmm.
Cooks
we live in a wonderful world. Could you imagine being a caveman, seeing that shit? Like, you just come out, you just achieve sentience, and the first thing you see is that, and then you're just like
Booga booga.
ooga booga, which means I don't even know that.
Get.
Then you get a scratch and you die because infections. But actually,
How did Noah get that thing on the ark? How'd he get two of those on the ark? Seriously.
It was a big arc.
Move
It was a
along.
real big one.
It's a real bit. That's a bit. We're gonna need a bigger boat.
That's crazy that all of that happened on a day earlier than 6,000 years ago. Because that's how old the Earth is. But dinosaurs aren't real.
It won't be
They
living.
drown.
It won't live to reach 10.
They all drowned in the flood. There was another ark, and they did some pirate battles, and Noah won.
Singing,
That other ark,
singing sea shanties on the sea.
With dinosaurs.
There once was a man to see.
I could play Black Flag hours, just singing on the sea.
listening to sea
It's
shanties.
a vibe. It's a great vibe.
Captain! Captain!
What is
What?
it?
Oh,
video.
shit!
Oh shit! Love that
Pirates
video.
of the Caribbean.
Ba-da-dum-bum, ba-da-dum-bum.
Did Hans Zimmer write that? I think he did. I had no idea that he was like every movie score that is like insanely popular is from him. Like
I didn't
Interstellar.
know that.
The man is a
Yeah,
genius
he's
and a
like
gentleman.
The master class.
Icon.
That's interesting.
Did someone say Akon? My hero?
Isn't he in prison?
No.
Or am I wrong about that?
Oh, is he? Oh,
I think that's
No.
Time to fact
Matt,
check.
you're talking about the guy who got in trouble for kids. Right?
Oh, R. Kelly.
Coney?
That's him. Who?
R. Kelly.
Was it
That's
Coney?
not America.
He peed on people.
Coney 2012.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that.
So it had something to do with kids, I think. I don't know. I'm making myself sound really stupid. I
Wait,
think.
are we talking about Joseph Coney, the African warlord, or
Yes.
R. Kelly?
Okay,
Yes.
I take back.
Gaddafi.
I take
I
back
thought that was
anything
Gaddafi.
I said about Akon. I typed in what is Akon doing now? He is building a city in Africa named Akon City, while also
awesome.
being on a mission to bring electricity and light to the entire continent.
See,
Good
my
for him.
hero,
Wow.
Akon.
Okay.
Who
Entire
is not in
continent's a bit of a stretch there.
Hey,
but
he's trying.
dude, that's more than I'll ever do. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Good for him.
Good for him.
What do you
Yeah.
think it's going to look like and compare
Hey,
it to the line city in
Probably nothing close,
gonna be a
Michael.
circle.
If we're being honest.
He builds some cement walls and calls it Akon City. Perfect.
It's gonna be made out of mud.
it'd be you got to use the materials around you.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
There you go.
No,
Akon.
I know he's got money, but I don't know if he has that money.
He got money. Dude,
got
he's
that
singing I Just Had Sex with the Lonely Island.
I'm looking it up.
He had to make
That's a song
a
I heard.
ton of money off of that.
What a
doesn't-
good song.
He doesn't have infrastructure money.
Well, we won't say this.
You know, 60 mil. That's a lot of money. It could go a long way.
It can go a
And you
long
That's
got
probably like
to
10 roads.
Yeah. Well, no, 10 American
Asphalt's
government
not as
roads.
cheap
Yeah.
as you think. Asphalt's pretty cheap. Sorry,
I'm
not
all-
as expensive.
I'm all for walkable cities, and I'm guessing that's what it would be, is like a utopia where they just blast hip-hop and vibe all day. And
good to me.
also industry and infrastructure and
Okay, well, I've
technology.
seen some concept art. It looks like cyberpunk. I don't know.
Oh,
it
hell
looks
yeah.
Like
Oh my
it
god.
looks like that meme. This is what it looks like. It looks like that meme where it's like what society would be if we all agreed on this. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
I don't think 60 million's building one of those buildings.
No, you're correct. Gotta have investors.
Investors.
That's a cool mission, though, no doubt.
Cool.
Respect that.
I like it.
Thank you, Akon. Keep up the good work.
Keep it up, my man.
I think I've
Please
actually
salute you.
seen him in concert.
Oh, my computer.
Really?
You know.
I believe
He was
so.
in his prime,
I bu-
like
I believe that he opened for Usher when I saw Usher in concert.
Usher.
I believe.
Sorry,
it.
one more time for me.
Yeah,
Usher.
Thank you.
he's
When,
a part owner of the Cavs. Fun fact.
Who? Usher. That's cool.
Akon.
He's a part investor in Akon City.
Okay, I have a
Akon.
question for everybody. So Nathan talked about films earlier that people had seen. Is anybody
films.
watching any good like TV shows or anything like that now? And I can start. So I'm watching. It's on Apple TV. It's called Shrinking, with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. It's fucking amazing. Harrison Ford is
Shrinking.
just putting on a masterclass. It's like a comedy drama type of thing. And then the other one I'm watching is called Daisy Jones and the Six, which is like it's on Amazon Prime. It's about a fictional band. It was a book, so it's about a fictional band that is like really, really good. They're at the height of their powers in like 1977, I think. They're top of the charts and everything, and then they're playing to a sold-out stadium in Chicago, and then one of the lead singers walks off, and so it's supposed to be 2023, and nobody has talked about it for like 40 years. Like everybody in the band, nobody's talked about it since they walked off the stage that night. And so, but then like Amazon Prime or whoever is like doing interviews with them to talk through what exactly happened. So like that's the premise of the show. It's pretty cool.
That's
Interesting.
pretty interesting.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this show. I think it's quite popular. Nathan, you would agree.
Oh, I need to watch it. I need to
Yeah,
watch it.
The Last of
Yeah,
Us.
I mean, I got nothing bad to
Yep.
say.
Nope, it's good.
Favorite video game of all time, and the show has beyond exceeded my hype in expectations.
That's awesome. I have not seen it,
incredible.
but
It's pretty
obviously
good.
I've heard great things.
Pedro Pascal is just killing the game.
Pedro and Bellows.
He's in
incredible.
so much shit right now.
He's
Pedro is on top of the game right now. That was actually what I was going to bring up. I've been watching The Mandalorian. Which I've been a big fan of this season so far.
Shows wise, The Last of Us, I mean, as everyone just said, it's incredible, and I've watched it with Emily, and it's been great to see her perspective as a non-player of the games, and as like a super fan, mega fan, like I've loved it. It's been phenomenal. That's been on HBO. They just had their finale. Watching The Mandalorian, of course. I think we all.
Where did the finale end up, game wise?
Part 1.
So the first season. The first season is the first game.
Yeah, in Part 2, they expect Part 2 of the game to probably built out into at least 2 seasons because.
Are they doing any bridging? Because I know that there was a time jump in between the games, right?
Incorrect. Yes.
Correct or incorrect?
Years. But
yeah. So are they doing anything in that time or no?
This is what's interesting. The game is so complex. That's why I think they'll do 2 seasons because it time jumps a lot in the game.
Okay.
Like it goes 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, present. Like it jumps all over the place.
Okay.
There's only 2 games, right?
As of now, so the way obviously I'm not going to say how it ends, but the way it ends, and the creator of the game talks about it, is like this, and I see it this way too. It could easily end as it ended, but
it's open-ended.
Rumors and stuff
it's open-ended.
Maybe a part 3. If it is, it won't be out for 4 or 5 years.
And have you seen the last episode, Nate?
Oh yes, yeah, yes.
So are they diverging?
What do you mean?
From the game?
No. So how it ended in the finale is they literally scene for scene that last 2 minutes is exactly how it ends in the game.
Oh, I thought something different happened in the game.
It cuts to black, just like that, just how it did.
Nice.
Okay, that's it. So yeah, and check that out.
Well, it's not. You're doing a good job because I have not played the game, and so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
And if you want to read the synopsis of the game, and they were very clear when they went into it that they were literally doing it off of the game. So you could easily, when they announced the show, you could have seen the way the show ended, like the day they announced it, because the game was 10 years old.
Yeah, literally, it turns 10 this summer. The part 1. So incredible. Check it out. Jordan, we're currently rewatching Game of Thrones right now. For better or for worse. The beginning's so good. So we're enjoying that.
It's all good until it's not.
Later the last 1.5 isn't too great.
But I saw something else for the new series.
Ooh, House of the Dragon. I don't think I've talked to you about that.
Actually, no. I think it's supposed to be Jon Smith's.
New Jon Snow's series.
Yeah, Jon Snow. I said Jon Smith. Jesus, Jon Smith.
Pocahontas.
How you doing?
Get off your land.
But apparently, like the Great War that's supposed to happen in that story is gonna be bigger than like anything we've ever seen on TV.
That would be awesome. And that's supposed to be like after, right? After.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. So is that going to be like completely like made up or new? Because I don't know. Because I know the books go up to like he's not technically done right in the books. Well,
the Dance of the Dragon is the one they just did. That one's an actual
those are
book.
off. Yeah.
And then obviously the original was off the book. I'm not sure. I think because I know he writes really slow.
Yes, people have been hampering him for the final part of the book because I think the show follows the book up to like season 5, and then that's where like I think George told him some stuff, and then they're like, actually we're gonna do this, so they did things a little different. But yeah, people are always like pissed that he's taking, like he may die before he finishes the book because he does like he wrote Elden Ring, like he does, so he's doing he did the Pinocchio movie, like he's doing so many other things too because he's a phenomenal and so talented writer. So yeah, maybe he'll finish.
Well, he looks so Stephen King and him at some point in the last few years, I don't know when it was, they were at some event thing and they were just like talking about writing. So Stephen King loves to write, but so he'll so he's talked about like basically since he's more or less gotten sober, so like the last 40 or so years, his process is like he can write a 300-page manuscript in like 2 months because he can just write 6 pages a day.
Sure.
And that's a lot. And so him and George R. Martin were talking about it. He's like, how do you do that? He's just like, I do it. Just like he's like, that's
I
just
saw
what
that
I do.
clip.
I wish that.
Yeah.
I wish my life was that fucking
Insightful.
easy. Just do it, man. Got it.
Well, I mean, when you're it's also it's easy. Like I think
Noted.
basically since he's developed the process, he'd already written enough good books. Like any book that Stephen King publishes now will be #1 on the New York Times bestseller list immediately. Because it's the way it works.
It's like I see
That's
that
a
joke. It's like every book
crazy-
is a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It's like he's had like I'm staring at one that I got for Christmas or my birthday or something. It's called Fairy Tale. I remember looking at the synopsis. I was like, this looks okay. I was like, I saw it because it had come out and it was on the New York Times bestseller list. I was like, this looks like something that for him would be good, but like I don't know. So I got it, and I still haven't read it.
Are you excited for the guy who did the Haunted Hill House and all those haunted movies on Netflix? Because he's gonna do the Dark Tower series, I think, for Amazon. Isn't that a Stephen King book?
Yeah, if it's so right now I'm and I actually am gonna my fucking audiobook thing is all fucked up today.
Sorry to hear that.
Literally today. Yeah, no,
It's
it's
sounded
fine.
quite heated about that.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. It's pissing me off.
God damn audiobook.
Well, it happened like it's set up
Trash.
through my library, and so the library is open on Sundays, and I had the issue at 6:00, and they close at 5, so I couldn't call them and figure it
I
out.
haven't
So I
set
have
foot
to
in the
wait.
library in like 12 years.
I haven't set foot in the
That's a
library
lie.
since I
I
got
was
my
in
card.
Mount Library.
But so I'm going through the Dark Tower stuff right now. If
Okay.
they do it right, it's the best piece of fiction I've ever read.
Mike Flanagan, that's his name. He's really good. I mean, I've liked all of his series that he's done, but
I'm through like half of the series. It's the way it's written to the reason that Stephen King is a good author is because of his ability to put you there. That's my opinion.
I hear that a lot.
So yeah, and it's just like the world is wacky and it has all these different rules and stuff, and it's just like it's odd and it's different.
Yeah.
And it's like grounded in reality, and yeah, I like it a lot. It's really, really good. The characters are interesting and different.
When's Invincible coming out?
This
I
fall.
need-
Seriously.
This fall.
I need it.
They said this fall, remember? I think they said late
I don't-
2023.
It's been a while.
Take your time. That's
But
all
the
I'm saying.
ad explaining why things take a while, like that was probably one of the funniest and most like honest advertisings for the show I've ever seen.
Yeah.
What was it?
For Invincible, so it's him.
I've seen it. I love the show.
Yeah,
So
well,
season
the,
2's coming, right? They're
Yeah,
working
yeah.
on it.
and the ad, it's him sitting in like a restaurant with Alan the alien, and they're talking about like the next, like, what are you gonna fight crime again, stuff like that. And he's like, oh well, see, it's not that simple because I have to like do this and this, and it's how he's like animating the show.
Talks the entire process.
Yeah, he's like, it takes some time.
It's Rogan, right? He's with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen
Rogan,
is.
he's the alien.
I
really
looked
funny
up-
'cause, Yeah.
I looked up the stats of the race that is Alan the alien, who is Seth Rogen, and they're like on the same level as like, or at least he's on the same level as like the Viltrumites, I guess. Like
Oh.
they're like super powerful too, but they're just not like genocidal maniacs. Yeah.
That's always a good sign.
So that's really cool. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Any other show? I guess, I mean, just bouncing off that, any, like a number one or something you're very excited for this year?
Well,
Any
actually, let's
entertainment?
see this. Let's see this.
All right.
Next time we come back, we have to remind ourselves to see if he did this. Michael, I dare you to watch the newest episode, just the opening sequence of the newest episode of The Mandalorian, and not need a new pair of underwear.
Is it scary or like
No, it's
that?
just cinema. It's like cinematic.
Zero
It's cinematic.
It's very
It's
good.
so
That's
good.
what it is.
It's
I'm
very
just
good.
not gonna wear underwear then, I guess. Okay. I will.
naked.
What?
Then
I
you're
could,
gonna need a new pair of pants.
Just be naked.
I'm just gonna be naked and cover the
Oh, then-
walls in Saran wrap, I guess.
Yep.
But
Then you'll be fine. You won't need to do anything.
that's disgusting. Good. I mean, like visually cinematic or just
Yes,
one of the.
yes.
Okay.
And,
I'm all
and you,
for
as
that.
somebody who enjoys like just cinema as a whole, you would like it.
What's it called now? The
Spaceships.
Mandalorian.
It's the Mandalorian. Yeah.
Okay.
Spaceships go zoom, Michael.
Yay. I like
very
it.
good. It's very good.
There needs to be. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was saying we won't talk about the show specifically, just 'cause spoilers. But I really like the last one. I like it's very Andorish.
You liked it?
Very drama. Yeah.
You didn't love it?
I loved it.
I loved it.
Sorry, I loved it. I loved it.
I thought the second episode was my favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now the episode as a whole,
But
I thought was
last
cool,
was also very good.
but different. And of course, I want Mando. So but like I said, the beginning scene is one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars cinema ever. And I can't tell you why. I just can tell you, like, I mean, not because I'm spoiling anything, but just like I couldn't put my finger on why. I just remember watching it on Thursday and being like, literally got up onto the edge of where I was sitting for the entire scene. I was like, this is fucking, I need more of this. Whatever this is, I need it. I need all of it, and I need it injected into my veins.
I love that.
It was just awesome. But yeah, the episode as a whole, episode 2 is probably the best. But I did like the storyline of this one. It was interesting and different.
Building up that first order.
Thank you. That's
So
exactly what I
Scott.
was thinking.
The cloning tech. I won't say anything else.
Palpatine returned.
Somehow.
That's what they're doing. They're explaining it. That's what's happening.
Okay, so
that's exactly.
they can't like ignore it. So I get why they're like,
We're like,
They're like,
there's a huge,
guys, you gotta
huge
at least tell us a little
hole.
bit here.
How do we spackle over this hole here? Oh, there's a fan favorite character. We'll use the.
Yeah, we have a good series. We have a shit series. Let's use the good one to. Yeah. I understand.
I knew Jordan was going to have
I was waiting on it. You're talking about the sequel trilogy?
You want to start the fight?
No. It's, as long as you're talking about the sequel trilogy, I'm okay with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Because like Andor's, up here, everything.
I haven't watched the Andor all the way through.
So good.
I'm gonna watch Picard tonight just to spite all of you.
Like,
what?
You would. I think you would really enjoy Andor because it's not.
Yeah,
It's
you
Star
would.
Wars, but
He's
it's
right.
not.
Isn't that where like the Ewoks are from? The little smudges, little dudes, right? Yeah. No, wait, that's the planet. That's Endor, right?
You're not wrong.
I don't know
But
what this
you're
space
also
shit is.
so-
You know,
George
good enough.
Lucas. George
For my
Lucas
voice, good
ripped
enough.
off Star Wars from Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, and that's a fact. And if you haven't seen Amazon, or I think it's Amazon, that show, don't, because it's kind of shitty. But read the books because they're really good.
Michael,
and it's
you're
really
you're
interesting.
4 against 1 here, my man.
I know what he's saying though. George Lucas did have like
People
it was
get
like a manga
inspiration
pretty
from
much
everywhere.
at that time.
Yeah.
It was inspiration.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. He literally took the hero's journey is a like plot device
Right, but
that's used over and over. And so George Lucas supposedly for A New Hope, he literally took the hero's journey and he's like, I want to make something about space, and he just took the hero's journey as like, okay, so this is a successful story.
So much better.
Like this is a successful plot device. I'm just going to use this, and he did.
no, I
And
respect
it was
that.
the biggest movie ever.
I respect that, but arguably, I think he's telling his story within the realm of Isaac Asimov's universe.
I
Because
disagree.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I
don't
know. Okay, let me set the scene
I don't
for the
think
Michael
Foundation
actually has a
make-
compelling argument, and I'm pretty sure George Lucas has like talked about it before.
I'm not
It's
saying
it's not so much that he's stealing Star Wars from someone. It's just that there's elements from what he stole from
No,
that
dude,
are
he
very
takes-
similar in
yeah.
Star Wars.
And
It-
stole
again, I think
was
it
the
comes back
wrong
to
word.
inspiration.
Yeah, stole
because
it.
he takes
Yeah.
so much. He took so much from
No.
Japanese culture and stuff from
Yeah.
that.
You're right. But let me set the scene here. The Foundation is basically the collapse of the Roman Empire on a galactic scale. So you have this entire empire that's literally 25 million planets that all have humans on them. There's no aliens. Yeah, and then Trantor is in the center of the galaxy, and it is
Would
the
you just
entire
call me?
Trantor.
That sounds like a dinosaur.
It does, but it's actually a city-wide planet, and it's like the center of their entire empire, and they have emperors and stuff. But anyway, there's another guy, and he's like a mathematician named Harry Seldon, and he is pioneering this school of mathematics called psychohistory, where basically you can predict the future of large-scale events given an accurate enough size, or a large enough size of people. Which there's like 40 quintillion individuals that are in the empire. Like there's enough.
Okay,
So in
condense
other
it
words,
a little bit. Condense it.
okay.
No,
So
I
what
want him
happens
to
is-
extrapolate as much as possible. I have all night.
Okay, so what happens is, long story short, this guy tells the fucking emperor, the space emperor of the space, the basically, yeah, literally the emperor. He's like, hey, your galaxy empire is gonna collapse, and the humans are gonna be in turmoil for 30,000 years. But I can predict the future with math, so I'm gonna do this thing now. And then
He's a
they like
fucking nerd. Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly. Yeah, but they banish him to the far reaches of the space in this other planet where he sets up the Foundation, which is like all human knowledge. It's really interesting
Wow,
and
I don't-
real.
I don't
This-
even need to see the movie. I got
Michael,
it.
that doesn't sound anything like Star Wars, but it does sound really interesting.
I don't think it's real. I think you just made all this up on
I would
an acid
love
trip.
to.
I think this was
that
just a
could be
product of a
true.
bad acid trip.
That
You
could
were
be
watching
very
Star
true.
Wars and you thought it was something else.
Yeah,
I was
he just
on
went way
Trantor.
too deep.
I took a heroic dose of Muga berries and I flew to the sun. But
Trentor, the mathematician.
I challenge
Mushrooms
you.
are a hell of a
I
thing.
genuinely could not. I mean, that was just. It was all.
That
over
was
the
so
place.
off the wall.
It was-
All I'm saying is that okay, what you
Math.
think is a live long and
Future.
prosper,
And
motherfucker.
with
bro.
that,
Michael, you dropped this L. You
Open your mind to the new experiences of Isaac Asimov.
Wait, so I have a question.
What?
And it may sound stupid. Is this Star Trek you're talking about?
No.
See, okay, see,
Star Trek is weird.
okay.
I
then
just-
excuse me. I thought I'm off the wagon. I thought we were talking.
Oh,
about
you know
Star
what?
Trek.
You know
We were
what? No,
talking about
this-
an
this tracks.
inspiration of George
If
Lucas.
if Michael is gonna say that a certain someone is the father of something, all I can tell you is this is definitely what this guy looks like.
That's what that guy looks like. Yeah, that's the father of science fiction right there. Him and
There
L.
he
Ron
is.
Hubbard.
Michael, it looks like your uncle.
No, my uncles are darker and their hair's
His
different.
uncles are Italian,
Look at that.
probably.
Look at that style.
I get sideburns like that sometimes.
That's why I said he looks like your uncle.
Is that a colored? That looks like he's on the red carpet.
Yeah, because he is famous. Was famous before I think he's dead. I don't know. R.I.P.
Okay, so this
Pour
is
one
a real
out.
Guy.
Yes,
Oh yeah, he's real.
he invented
Yeah,
the laws of robotics. It's
he
the
died
reason
in
why the fucking
1992.
self-driving Ubers don't run people over all that much.
Michael, that means nothing to me.
all that much.
Is that why my Tesla doesn't work all the time?
No, that's because electric cars are not good yet. Change my mind. Well, I'm not going there tonight.
Quality over quantity.
Anything else over lithium and cobalt that they mine with children.
E. That's pretty good.
Boy.
There it is.
All right.
That
Oh,
sounds like
it's
a great
been
place
fun.
to stop the podcast.
Just bookend with E and over to Nathan.
This has been a long time back. I've missed talking to everyone and our 10 listeners or so out there. And from
Thank you.
We don't have those
Nathan,
no more.
Michael, Brad, Jordan, and Matt, this has been a great time.
We will be back.
What's that sound? What's that sound? It's the MOBcast.